What's up, my Central Units? It's the Central Man here, so this is my review of Monday Night Raw for the 19th of May. Do not tell Kane about this, 1997. So, before we get to this Raw review, in my last Raw review, I kind of fucked up the Undertaker promo. I had these moments like, I got it, but I kind of forgot. But I'm gonna say it again. So, in the last Undertaker promo, at the last Raw review, so Undertaker got a promo towards Paul Bearer and Farouk, and he said to Paul Bearer, "There's a certain event occurring to the darkness. They're better off not seeing a light of day." I had it, but I kind of fucked up. So anyway, this episode of Monday Night Raw was in Mobile, Alabama. It started off with Jim Ross interviewing Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's all about the events of the last Raw, with the whole stuff between Brett and Shawn. Shawn hit Brett with the Sweet Chin music, and then the Hart Foundation about to throw Shawn off the stage. Austin says about, I don't give a rat's ass about Shawn Michaels. The only reason I was there because the Hart Foundation turned a blind eye. He said like, Shawn has his own way. I have my own way. Sorry, I'm stumbling, but and then Shawn came out wearing a bandana. So he said that, he said about like, I don't give a crap about you. He said about like, I hate the Hart Foundation as more than the other people in the World Wrestling Federation. I'm trying to remember the promo that well. I do some bits of it. So anyway, so he said about like, he brings up like being ladder matches before you were there. I don't know what ladder match. Maybe the two. Yeah, he was in ladder matches. Shawn Michaels against Razor Ramon at Mania 10 and SummerSlam 95. I've been in steel cage matches before you came here. And also like I think Austin said about like, take your bandana and leave, go to the back before I'm gonna kick your teeth down your throat. So anyway, and I feel like Shawn says about something about you got stunned and stumped your guts in. That's the bottom line. I'm trying to get to the key points, by the way. Otherwise, this is gonna drive me nuts. So, and then Austin and Shawn kind of like brawling, and then the Hart Foundation, or what really 1/3 is the Hart Foundation. That's Owen, Bulldog, Neidhart on the Titantron. Owen says, look at yourself. Americans fight each other," and basically challenged Austin and Shawn, to face them for the tag team titles next week if you get your crap together. Shawn called Owen and Bulldog a couple of Nimrods. Got to figure out that me and this piece of SOB would never can't get along, and said like we're not teaming up, and then something about like I think Austin says I'm gonna find a piece of crap who's 75 pounds or 75 years of age. Shawn and Austin keep each other snatching the microphone each other's hands, and then they still continue to brawl. This is led up to the main event. We'll get to the ending later on in this review. So it's a good promo, a good promo segment. Both Austin and Shawn, they have some beef. They don't want to get along. Their goal is just like hating the Hart Foundation. I remember some bits of it. I'm trying to get to the key points. I'm trying to keep this Raw reviews about 30, half an hour to 40 minutes. So anyway, so the first match of this Raw, we got Hunter Hearst Helmsley, that's Triple H, with China in the corner, taking on Crush. This is a first round of the King of the Ring tournament. So by the way, Helmsley got eliminated the previous week because China got involved, hit Ahmed Johnson in the back. with the chair. So yeah, Ahmed Johnson advanced to the next round, but they give Helmsley the second chance. And he had Pat Patterson, not Pat Patterson, what's his name? Gerald Briscoe, announced that, and bring up that Vader unable to compete in this tournament because he suffered effects, in that match against Ken Shamrock at Cold Day in Hell. You seen like I think there's a picture, there was images of basically I think Vader was in a dressing room with like he's still got like bandages around his nose. He suffered I think it was a broken nose in that match with Ken Shamrock. I think that was a bad match in my opinion. People praise it, but I don't want to get into it. Go watch my review of Cold Day in Hell 1997. So the match was meh. It was okay. It's more between this friction between the members of the Nation of Domination. In the end, Savio Vega accidentally kicked Crush in. I think he hit him with like a spinning heel kick or a roundhouse kick onto Crush. And Helmsley advanced. Helmsley is more really active than Crush, because Crush is just a big monster. Triple H, Helmsley's he's big, but you can tell he's more athletic, and I think that's the Helmsley character. When he was packing up muscle, when he was the Jack Duck Triple H in the the late 90s and beyond, probably before and after the quad injury, you can tell like he's not like a little bit active. He does like punch by punch. The thing like putting the opponent's head into your knee, do the knee boot, something like that. He's doing that pose, the bow. He doesn't do that. He did it in his Hunter Hearst Helmsley days. I think he did it in his John Paul Levesque days in WCW. So anyway, Helmsley advanced into the next round of the King of the Ring tournament. He went on to win that King of the Ring tournament. And then afterwards, you had Crush and Savio Vega kind of like arguing. Farouk trying to be the peacemaker. This is the start of the breakup of the First Nation. And also, there was no JC Ice and Wolfie D. And the announcers said that they got kicked out because they lost their match against the Road Warriors or the Legion of Doom at last week's Raw. So yeah, it's for the best, man. They end up what's it called, PG-13. I think they end up going to ECW. I don't know if they're still around with the WWF. They were kind of like in and out between WWF and ECW because at this moment in time, the Federation was in this working relationship with Extreme Championship Wrestling. So, yeah, they end up rapping. You had the "We Are the Nation, a Domination." You had the GC Ice and Wolfie D rapping. This is the beginning of the end of the First Nation, and introduced the Second Nation. With D'Lo Brown in the forefront. With Farouk and to bring in Kama Mustafa, the future Godfather, and Rocky Maivia. So anyway, then we got Owen Hart taking on Bob Holly. Then you got this a Bob Holly fan, just want to wish Bob Holly some good luck, and then Lawler. Basically, there was an interview segment with him interviewing some fans. It's like an ugly fan and his dad. He said I think he made a joke about his dad that if you and your wife get divorced, that means you have to move to your sister or something like that. Anyway, so at this moment in time, Bob Holly was kind of like a jobber. End up being part of the job squad. I keep saying squad. I mean squad. I'm trying to say he ended up going to be part of this job squad. The following year in 1998, he's not hardcore Holly. He's just basically doing. I think he was doing like the race. He was doing like the race driver gimmick. He ended up be part of the new Midnight Express. That'll be the following year in 98. Then he become part of the job squad and hardcore Holly. Anyway, the match was okay. I think it was not a complete squash match. It was a decent, okay match between him and Owen. Yeah, the Neidhart, Pillman, I think, Bulldog on the stage, and try to keep it short and simple. In the end, Owen was going for the sharpshooter, and then Bob Holly rolled up the small package onto Owen for the win. And then later on in the show, and also like the rest of the Hart Foundation trying to chase after Bob Holly, and Bob Holly just went into the crowd. And like I said, later on in the show, they went on to beat up Bob Harley, and that was it. So anyway, so we got this segment with Sunny Tammy Sitch, promoting a super soaker. It's a water gun. You had hit her and Jim Cornette. Cornette wants Sunny to sign a contract, and Cornette says, if you don't sign, you can end up washed up. And then Sunny sprayed Cornette with the super soaker. They played it twice. I understand they're just promoting super soakers. I think they're still making super soakers, water guns. So and then we got this segment with HBK and Ken Shamrock, and Sean picked Ken Shamrock to be his tag team partner to face Bulldog and Owen Hart of the Hart Foundation for the tag team titles. Sean kind of put over Ken Shamrock, he's the most dangerous man. He said he's the most dangerous man in God's green earth. That's his nickname. That's Ken Shamrock's nickname. And also Ken kind of really also putting over Sean. It's an honor and privilege with that stature in the WWF. I said I don't have any experience. You get Owen. I got the hand. Bulldog might have a handful with me when Knuckles up. You can rely on Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man. So good promo. And unfortunately, that's not really the case. We'll get to the ending of this Raw later on. So, and then we got this interview segment with Jim Ross interview Mankind. This is good. This is the start of the whole Free Face of Foley storyline. Mankind will introduce Dude Love and Cactus Jack into the World Wrestling Federation. I think this is the first time they mentioned Mick Foley. That's the guy who plays Mankind, Cactus Jack, and Dude Love. So, and also the archive footage of basically Mick Foley jumping off the roof, and photos of Mick Foley as a kid, and as a teenager, and it's shit, man. Mick Foley was handsome back then. Mick Foley right now, he's heavy. He's got a beard and long hair. You can see pictures of Mick Foley as a kid. He's handsome, he's slim. Wow, he's handsome back then. So I really it's goddamn, you gotta age a bit, age okay, but anyway. So in this interview segment, you had Mankind, calling JR Jimmy. That's his name, James. I think that's his real name, Jim Ross. Anyway, so Mankind. At this moment in time, I don't really say this is debatable. This is breaking kayfabe. This is I think it's a bit of both. Kind of breaking kayfabe, but at the same time, it's more backstage shit. Anyway, so he brings up he plays cowboys and Indians as a kid. Then when at school, he was playing kill the man with a ball. He grabbed someone's leg, and some kid kicked him in the lip. And he's wearing a Chicago Cub t-shirt. It's really puzzling me why he's wearing the Chicago Cub, because he's actually he's actually born and bred in New York. Anyway, so he said all the kids are afraid of him, and this is something he wants to do. Get that attention every night. Feeling pain. I'm really good at feeling pain. He says stockbrokers cannot do it, teachers cannot do it, the president of the United States cannot do it, but pro wrestlers does. And also there was archive images of Mick Foley as Dude Love, and also archive images of Cactus Jack, because this is before when WWE, WWF, got the rights of ECW. I'm guessing it's Cactus Jack in somewhere in Japan. He wrestled in Japan. I don't know. It's good. They got the archive images of Cactus Jack. Anyway, so he also said about he got bullied. He said about giving advice to his 15-year-old son. He's got 3 sons. Mick Foley. Oh, well, actually. I think he's got 2 sons. I think one's Huey. Is it Huey Dewey? Not he's not. They're not like Donald Duck's nephews, by the way. He said about giving advice to his son, do not be this guy who eats worms. He said he got picked on and kids like keep feeding him worms. And he said about like, do you think he asked Jim Ross like, do you think I get a single date about eating worms? And then Jim Ross says probably not. So um, he said I am a good kisser. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just mankind. It's kind of like blurring the images. It's kind of blurring something. I don't think. I'm not too sure he got actually picked on. I don't know. I don't really read his book. Like I said, seeing pictures of Mick Foley as a kid, as a teenager, it's like wow. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but it's just kind of shocked seeing that wrestler who's kind of like ugly, kind of like not good looking right now, and then back then as a kid, like god damn, he's handsome. He could be a model star. But anyway, so it's just what he said. I think he said he never got one date to the dance. So anyway, so he ended up having a wife and 3 kids or 4 kids actually. I watched that Holly Foley show. It's just all about Mick Foley's daughter Noelle becoming a pro wrestler. I think it's still on the network. I'll try and might review some episodes down the road, but not actually down the road, but in the future. So anyway, and I set up like 2 more. I already seen it before. Before I got the network. This was years ago, a decade ago. So, but anyway, this promo segment with Mankind was good. It's more information of of Mick Foley. So in the next match we got Leif Cassidy taking on Scott Taylor. Scott Taylor is the future Scotty 2 Hotty from Too Cool with Grand Master Sexy Brian Christopher. That's the son of Jerry the King Lawler and Rikishi. And also before that you had basically Lawler putting over RVD, brings up his match last week against Jeff Hardy, and it brings up Paul Heyman's name. Introduced Paul Heyman to the main. Actually, he was in WCW before that. Anyway, so he was Paulie Dangerously in WCW, but he said he brings up name drop Paul Heyman's name, says he doesn't want him on Monday nights. This is at the time they do this mini invasion. ECW's mini invasion to the WWF, and that I think that was just promoting ECW's first pay-per-view that is very legal. So back to this match. Nothing much to talk about this match. I think Leif Cassidy, that's the future Al Snow, by the way, trying to hit his finisher. But in the end, Scott Taylor got the victory, rolled him up for the win, and then you can tell like Cassidy's shouting, he's losing his mind. This is the part like he's doing his storyline like he's sick being the jobber. This has become trying to he ended up leaving the company later on in the year, went to ECW as Al Snow, with the head. I think he'll probably he'll develop the character in the WWF than ECW, he ended up becoming Al Snow with head. That's another story for another time. And then we got Austin looking for his tag team partner. He's going into a locker room, saw Sable not actually wearing, she was naked, holding a Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt. I'm guessing Austin was looking for Mark Marrow. He just I want a tag team partner. Are you up for it? And Austin just left, says sorry I bother you. I think Sable says, would you close the door? And then I think Austin just shouted like Jesus Christ. So let's move on to the next segment. Then we got Bret Hart promo. We got you get the Hart Foundation came to the ring, and he said to the fans, do me a favor, just shut up. It brings about Americans have the freedom of speech. He called the fans I think redneck overtones speaks in a full tongue. He says like Shawn Michaels is not better off than Stone Cold Steve Austin as American heroes. He brings out he said maybe Sean's knees not hurt, not bad after all. And also he challenged Sean to a match at the King of the Ring. That's not really true. I might review King of the Ring 97 in a week's time, so stay tuned for that. So because I'm still in the middle reviewing Over the Limit 2010. Anyway, so and then you got Shawn Michaels on the Titantron. He says, "What do you think? What in the whole world?" He brings up like what in the whole world you can go. He brings up. Hey, also I forgot to mention this. He brings up like if I cannot beat you in 10 minutes, I will never wrestle in the United States of America ever again. And also he's getting a lot of nuclear heat. And also like fans were throwing crap in the ring, not actually shit in the ring, but they're kind of like throwing rubbish in the ring. You don't get that in mainstream wrestling, in my knowledge. You get in indie shows, but seeing like they keep throwing like rubbish in the ring. I think like one kind of throw it, they kind of throw it towards Brian Pillman, and Brian Pillman's kind of losing his shit. He wants to come down to kick the fans' ass, but anyway, so Sean says, in the whole world you can go in the ring with me in 10 minutes. You can't even beat me. You can't even beat me in 60 minutes. Referring to his Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12 the previous year in 1996. So, and also he wants the Hart Foundation to be handcuffed. Be like no goons coming into the ring, no whole excuse we heard in the whole year. And basically, Brett says, if I go, the whole Hart Foundation goes, and also wrote this. Sean did the Sunny Days promo. Says, lately you had some sunny days, because he's referring to that Brett had cheated on his wife with Sunny Tammy Sitch. I think that led to Brett and Sean fight backstage. Because at the time Sean and Brett, they're kind of like, they hate each other. They hate each other in on screen, but they hate each other outside the ring, in real life. So they squashed the beef in 2010. So he said he said it's gonna prove if Bret Hart's gonna get beaten like a man. He says he ends the promo like you got no snowball chance to beat the Heartbreak Kid. And that was it. So, good promo by Sean. Then we got Goldust. He grabs the mic and he brings out Marlena, that's Terry Reynolds, and Dakota. He referring them to Big Marlena and Lil Marlena. And Dakota as a kid, she is adorable in this. I'm not gonna crap on it. She was adorable. She was holding the mic. She was, I don't know how old back then, probably around 5 years old, 2, 3, 4 years old. She was bouncing on the ring, on the middle rope. That was cute. I kind of like, I said to myself, that's cute. So, anyway, Goldust was competing in a match against Rockabilly. That is Billy Gunn with the Honky Tonk Man in his corner. This was stupid booking, by the way. So, I feel like, Billy's about to get distracted. Billy distract the referee. Honky trying to hit Goldust with the guitar. Goldust grabbed the guitar onto Honky's hand. Grab him back. He kind of snatched the guitar off his hands. I'm trying to say. So I'm stumbling, by the way. I'm speaking too fast. Anyway, so Goldust smashed the Honky Tonk Man in the back with a chair. I think the referee was Tim White, and Tim White just rang the bell for disqualification. So, Rockabilly won this match by disqualification. What the fuck is this? So if you hit someone's manager, that's a DQ. I'm completely lost at this moment in time. That is bullshit. At this moment in time, Rockabilly's going nowhere as a single star. They tried to experiment 2 years later. Having to win the 1999 King of the Ring tournament, and he went on to get buried by The Rock. The Rock, did the whole God, or was it Gene? And then and then it said my name. Just look it up on YouTube, man. He kind of God promo Billy Gunn, that was just, I don't want to get into it. That, I like Billy Gunn's a good worker, but at the same time, he's better off being a tag team guy than a singles guy. That the whole shit like he's going to go for the IC title, but instead having compete in the hardcore title division. That's went on to win the hardcore title. I think in my knowledge, that's bullshit. So I don't want to get into it. So. And then we got Ahmed Johnson cutting the promo, brings up Farouk. He said Farouk, I think he said Farouk is a liar, a cheat, and a racist, but he's not true. It's referring to it, Farouk's race card promo. You're not gonna hear it in today's product because the product's PG. Maybe outside of WWE, maybe AEW, but not really. Because Jade Cargill's she's a black woman. She's the TBS champion, and also Scorpio Sky's black. He's the TNT champion. I'm getting off the topic, by the way. But anyway, back in that promo, it says, Farouk saying last week was true. He said to Vince, he answered you a question but refused to answer. I think he said if there's going to be a black guy going to challenge become a champion in the WWF. He says that I'm not racist. I like all fans, all people, white people, black people. He says I'm gonna be a black champion in the WWF. I think he went on. I thought it was 1996. No, it was 97. He went on to become the IC champion. That stands for the Intercontinental Champion. No, did he win in 96? I'm kind of lost. I need to look it up. Yeah, it was a good promo for Ahmed Johnson because Ahmed Johnson was not known for his promos. He's just a big guy, always getting injured. I don't want to get into it. So, and then the next match we got Rocky Maivia taking on Farouk. Farouk did the for the nation pose, and I think Rock did like it. He didn't really give Farouk a middle finger. He did that gesture with his arms crossed. I think it means for like sticking the middle finger, stands for fuck you or something like that. Anyway, the match was it was okay. Building up Farouk to face the Undertaker at King of the Ring. He hit his future rock bottom on Farouk. He did the kid up. It's the same kid up, the kick up to set up the people's elbow, but instead he's trying to went up the top rope. I think he completely misses, or Farouk counted it. In the end, Farouk hit his finisher for the win. Then the rest of the nation beat up Rocky Maivia, and then Farouk stopped Savio Vega and Crush. I'm guessing there's more into Rocky Maivia. He wants Rocky to be in the group. He went on to be part of the nation. He points towards Savio Vega and Farouk leave. This led up to both Farouk and Savio Vega and Crush getting kicked out of the nation. Like I said, forming the second nation. That will be people. That is a good nation, by the way. The first nation doesn't mean anything, but the second one is all about all black. I wish they could never kick out Savio Vega, and this has led up to the whole faction warfare, because at this moment in time you just got the Hart Foundation, and afterwards you get and the Nation of Domination. Just the Nation and the Hart Foundation, and afterwards, it will be beginning of the faction warfare that expire what AEW is doing right now, with the Generation X, the Truth Commission, Savio Vega's group, Los Boricuas, and the Disciple of Impopolis. So then we got the Undertaker's promo towards Farouk. Vince interviewed the Undertaker. He wants to talk about the stuff with Paul Bearer. Undertaker reviews. He wants to talk about Farouk. He talks about Farouk plays the race card. I think he said about Undertaker's the white savior, and Undertaker says, "I'm not white. I'm not black. I'm the Reaper of Souls." After the King of the Ring, when you're sitting at the back, realize why you're not the WWF champion. Not because you're black, you cannot beat the Undertaker. And then Vince says, "What about the stuff with Paul Bearer saying?" and Undertaker says it's not the time, and then Paul Bearer is on the Titantron with the bandage around his face, selling the effects of the fireball attacked by the Undertaker at Revenge of the Taker. He said about remember that drizzling morning when we lower your mother and your father into the dark earth. I think he said about this time you got listened for me for a change. I said like remember your that drizzling morning, referring to your burying the Undertaker's parents in the hall at the funeral. He said about like he's trying. I want to hurt you. I want to reveal. He said like I will never reveal that secret. He said he wants about open up that Pandora's box, and he said like if you're not back with me, I'm gonna reveal the secret to the whole world. You burn me. I'm gonna hurt you. Did the whole he did the oh yes. I'm not gonna do the impression, but it was a good promo for Paul Bearer. Continuing this soul storyline between him and the Undertaker, the accusations that he killed his parents in the fire at the funeral home, and self-proclaimed his brother, but that led up to the debut of Kane in October at Bad Blood. So moving on to the main event, we got Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on Jim the Anvil Neidhart, represent the Hart Foundation. You had Pillman on commentary. Match was just the match ended in disqualification. You had Austin thrown Pillman. He dragged him off the commentary booth. And then in the end, Pillman hit Austin in the back with a crutch. And then the rest of the Hart Foundation attacked Austin. Shawn came to the rescue. And then Jim Ross informed both Austin and Shawn Michaels that you have to, for at the time the on-screen president of the WWF, Gorilla Monsoon, that you and each other have to form a tag. They're in the tag team together to face the Hart Foundation next week for the WWF Tag Team titles. Man, basically they totally disagree. Then they end up brawling, and that was the end of this Raw. So anyway, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. A decent Raw. This is more for promos than the actual match itself. I think the two guys carried this episode of Raw. I forgot to mention this. Like earlier on the show, Austin still searching for his tag team partner, and then you had he kind of confronting Harvey Whipperman, because I think he was working backstage at the time. He's not really a manager at this moment in time. And then you got Steve Lombardi, the Brooklyn Brawler, says, "Steve, I'm your man. I won't let you down." And Austin ended up beating down the Brooklyn Brawler. So anyway, back what I'm trying to say, this Raw, the two guys carried this Raw has to be Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Continued their beef on and off relationship. End up forming the tag team and winning the tag team titles. So that was it. So I like the Mick Foley segment. I like the a lot of promos, like Brett's promo. I'm not gonna go with the Sunny Days promo to be as a good, a bad, or even okay. To be honest, it doesn't do nothing for me. Undertaker / Paul Bearer's promo was good. It was a decent episode of Monday Night Raw for the 19th of May, 1997. So I hope you enjoy my review of Raw, from the year 1997. My review of. Sorry, I'm trying again. Hope you enjoy my review of Raw. My review of Raw from the 19th of May, 1997. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button, click the bell, click the like, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. We'll see you next time for my review of Monday Night Raw for the 26th of May, 1997.